Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Niconsat. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark this year's International Day of the Girl Child, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has called for increased attention and support for girls' rights worldwide. Chief of the Field Office for Southwest Nigeria, Selin Lafu Serene, emphasized the importance of empowering girls and ensuring their protection, respect, and equal opportunities. This year's theme, Girls' Vision for the Future, reflects the findings of UNICEF analysis that highlights the resilience and hopefulness of girls despite the challenges they face. The ruling All Progressive Congress has stated that the Tinubu-led administration's policies are not anti-people, noting that the present administration is focused on uplifting the socio-economic well-being shortly. Recall that the People's Democratic Party chairman, Senator Adolphus Nwabara, expressed concern over the country's deteriorating socio-economic situation, which he blamed on the policies of the APC-led government. Reacting to the former Senate president's allegations, the APC Director of Publicity, Bala Ibrahim, says the ruling party had no intention of jeopardizing democracy. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has declared that market forces would stabilize the price of fuel soon. Akpabio, who made the declaration during media briefing, hinged the market forces on deregulation, of which, according to him, would not lead to significant increase in fuel price. Kikelomo Okere has details.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, explained that the removal of the petroleum subsidy is a necessary step to redirect funds to more critical areas. Akpabio, who spoke in response to a question on the recent fuel prices by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, stated that the removal of subsidy means Nigeria will need to tighten their belts.
If you look at, I haven't actually assessed what is happening in terms of pump price increase, but it's not pump price increase, it's deregulation. If you are taking away the continuous subsidy, and then you want people to pay for the actual price of what we consume, it means if you have 5 cars, you will now use 1 or 2. You understand? It simply means that you are going to stop the idea of subsidy in order to make sure that the monies are used for other things.
He added that an increase in product availability will eventually lead to lower prices. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
The All Progressive Congress has suspended the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Senator Heineken Lukuburi, and the party's 2019 governorship candidate in Bayelsa State, David Leon, for alleged anti-party activities. The chairman of the APC in Ekeromo local government area, Senator Meeting Enekemi, says the action was a sequel to a report of the disciplinary committee set up in accordance with Article 21(3) subsection 1 of the party's Constitution 2022 as amended. Governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Alia, says the Senate Minority Leader, Abba Moro, PDP Benue South, misinformed the Senate over the just concluded local government election in the state. Alia stated this in a statement signed by his Chief Press Secretary, Tosu Kula. The governor recalled that Moro, while moving a motion on the floor of the Senate, described the election as a charade and sham. He also recalled that the lawmaker also called for the suspension of federal allocations to local councils in the state. The National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, led by Debo Olugbonagba, have appointed Mohammed to replace Damagun This followed the rowdy session that led to the division in the ranks of the party. While announcing the appointment of the new chairman, Ologunagba says the appointment, which takes immediate effect in pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution of the PDP as amended in 2017, the development was followed by the suspension of Damagun and the National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has declared his readiness to combat human trafficking and sexual and gender-based violence and the violence against persons in the state. He made the declaration while hosting the State Task Force Committee led by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Fadila Diko, in his office. Rada commended the task force for its achievement in rehabilitating victims and mitigating the effect of child abuse and trafficking in the state. The Federal Capital Territory Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, has reiterated the command's commitment to continue engaging stakeholders to enhance security strategies and promote community policing initiatives. The commissioner made this known at assessment visit in Boari and Oshafa community in Abuja. Queen Agaba has the details.
On assessment visits to Boari and Ushafa communities in the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, says the visit underscores the command's commitment to ensuring peace and security across the FCT, especially in communities facing challenges. He says the command will engage with traditional rulers, youth groups, and residents of Boari and Ushafa communities in addressing their concerns on security situations as well as evaluate ongoing deployment of officers.
This is a very big area, vast landmarks, and you can see the hills everywhere. So these are typical areas for this kind of crime we are talking about, kidnapping, robberies, and especially for these bandits that come around. I've seen the deployment, I've spoken with the DPO. I will, just like I mentioned to him some few minutes ago, we'll be deploying technology to assist us. We'll be flying drones, the drone team will be coming around to see it. We'll be taking coordinates of important areas so that officers who have not been here before can get instruction from us and move to areas quickly.
Olatunji highlighted the importance of collaboration with the community, urging residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
The Federal Ministry of Justice, in conjunction with the Imo State Ministry of Justice, have embarked on an implementation of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. The event, which took place in Owerri, Imo State capital, is aimed at ensuring efficient management of criminal justice institutions, speedy dispensation of justice, as well as protection of the rights and interests of suspects. We will bring you details shortly. You're watching this cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where news cycle returns. Falana says fixing of fuel prices by NNPC illegal. Details of these and more after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back up from the break. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of News Cycle. Thank you for staying with us. In business, tech billionaire Elon Musk have unveiled the next generation human mode robot, Optimus, declaring its capabilities as boundless and setting the stage for a new era of robotics. Musk made a bold announcement after the highly anticipated We Robot event, just as the tech tycoon unveiled his company's latest innovation in self-driving vehicles with two new autonomous models, the Cybercab and the Robotaxi and the Robovan. A Nigerian lawyer and human rights activist, Femi Falana, SAN, has knocked the decisions of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company to fix prices of imported fuel and locally refined fuel, which are illegal, null, and void. In a statement, Falana says the move contravenes the provisions of the Sections 205 of the Petroleum Industry Act. The federal government has granted permission to petroleum marketers to lift petrol directly from the Dangote refinery without going through the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. This confirms the speculation that the NNPC will no longer be the sole off-taker of the Dangote fuel. In a statement, the Minister of Finance and Chairman of the Naira Crude Sale Implementation Committee, Wole Edun, gave an update on the takeoff of crude purchase and product sales in Naira transactions. The Assistant Comptroller General, Nigerian Customs Service Southwest Zone, Seidu Yusuf, disclosed the service's commitment to deploy available technological devices to achieve efficient border control and tackle smuggling headlong. Yusuf equally lauded the Ogun Area 2 Command for achieving a record of over 20 billion naira in revenue for the federal government between January and August, as against 14 billion naira recorded within the same period last year. Yusuf stated this during his appraisal visit to the command in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. Italian flag carrier Neos Airline has announced its plan to commence direct flight operations from Italy to Lagos, Nigeria. The airline, through its handler Sky Master, made this announcement at the launch of the airline's direct flight to Nigeria in Ikeja, Lagos, with stakeholders in the industry, regulators, and their prospective clients. Sky Master, an aviation service provider, noted that Neos Airline will commence its scheduled operations directly to Nigeria on October 30th, flying once weekly for the first month, while its frequency will increase to 3 times by the second month of its operations. On the foreign scene, Israel has slammed the United Nations probe, which concluded it was deliberately seeking to destroy healthcare in the Gaza Strip and abusing Palestinian detainees. Branding the findings outrageous, the United Nations Independent International Commission of Inquiry said Israel had perpetrated a concerted policy to destroy Gaza's healthcare system. It added in the report that the country is committing war crimes and crime against humanity of extermination with relentless and deliberate attacks on medical personnel and facilities. South African prosecutors say they will not pursue criminal charges against President Cyril Ramaphosa in relation to the controversial farm theft scandal that nearly brought down the president 2 years ago. A former spy chief laid a criminal complaint against Ramaphosa, accusing him of committing irregularities with trying to hide the theft of $4 million in cash at his game farm in northeastern Limpopo province. The president denied any wrongdoing, saying that the money stolen from his sofa in 2020 came from a legitimate sale of buffaloes at his Fala farm. France announced new curfew measures to quell civil unrest on its Caribbean island of Martinique, which has been hit by violent protests due to the anger over rising living costs. Local French administration for the Martinique said it was banning public gatherings until October 14th and banning the purchase of products that could be used for arson attacks. It added that the protests had disrupted flights from Martinique airport and that as a result of this, flights were being redirected to the neighboring French island of Guadeloupe. In sports, Bayelsa Queens and Heartland of Owerri Heartland Queens have secured spots in the quarterfinals of the ongoing 4th edition of the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament. Both teams emerged as top teams in their respective groups to berth in the quarterfinals. Bayelsa Queens demonstrated their dominance in the Group B to finish with 9 points, while Heartland Queens of Owerri secured the lead in Group B, also with maximum 9 points. And moving to Stamford Bridge, Cole Palmer has been voted the EA Sports Player of the Month for September 2024. The announcement made via the official EPL website confirms that Palmer led the Premier League in both goals and goal involvement during September, scoring 5 times and providing 1 assist in just 4 appearances. Palmer's most remarkable feat came during Chelsea's 6-1 victory over Brighton and Hove Albion, where he set a new Premier League record by becoming the first player to score 4 goals in the first half of a match. That's it on News Cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nikon Sat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Anthony Momodu. Thank you for watching.